Welcome to Foam University. Today we're going to talk about how much money you can save by insulating your attic. Well, the generic answer is you could save up to 50% on your heating and cooling cost, but there's a lot of factors that come into play. For example, it depends on what exactly is up in your attic, what you're dealing with now, because after all, you're comparing it to what you're paying now to what you could possibly end up paying. So what's up in your attic now will play a big factor. If there's nothing in your attic and you go and put spray foam in there, then you could see a pretty dramatic savings. However, if you have really piled high cellulose that's old and beaten up and shifted around, and you have that removed and put in spray foam, then your new savings could maybe not be quite as much as if the attic was bare bones. It's one thing to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind when we're talking about actual cost savings is some of the other things that go into your house that make up your bills, such as windows and doors and your appliances. So your HVAC system is the major thing to consider. If your HVAC system hasn't been maintained, hasn't been tuned up, or has leaks throughout your ductwork or anything like that, that could play a big factor as well. Also, if your HVAC is in your attic, it can be a big thing. It's not super common in Michigan where we are, but in southern climates it's very common to have your HVAC in your attic. So if that's the case and you insulate like the roof deck of your attic with spray foam, you would probably see a more significant savings because the unit itself is now inside the building envelope, it's protected, all that stuff. So again, a lot of things to keep in mind. So it's not as cut and dry as, if you insulate your attic, you're going to save X amount of dollars. There's a lot of things to pay attention to. But again, generically speaking, if you do the entire attic over the whole living space, establish a good building envelope, make sure there's a solid air seal, you could save up to 50%. But when you have an estimator out, make sure you talk about all those other things. Maybe you should have your HVAC looked at the same time, as well as your door and windows, things like that. Now, other areas of your house you'll want to pay attention to as well, such as your walls and crawl space, just because stack effect. Obviously, if you seal up your attic, you could experience issues other places that if your crawl space, your foundation, if your walls, if those are having major issues as well, then just doing your attic may not yield you the results that you're hoping for. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of things to consider. Make sure you take the time and answer all those questions before you pull the trigger on your attic. Hope this information was helpful to you. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to hit the bell so you get all of our notifications. Quick message for all the dads out there. I know you want to leave your thermostat at 62 degrees. I get it. Insulating your home with foam is the easiest way to do that. That's what the French call a win-win.